Kathy Robinson's here from the Backyard Framer, and welcome. Welcome to the show.
First timer on the show, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Now you started out at home doing.
No,
framing,
actually, I
really?
rented out in Cottonwood Road.
Right.
Okay.
And just moved downtown last November.
Now, I've always thought you worked out of your home for. I guess it was on Cottonwood Road. I thought
No,
since it was on Cottonwood Road, you was working out of your home.
No, I shared a space out
Right.
there
Oh, did you
with
really?
an artist. So yeah, it was great.
Okay.
It was good learning.
And how's it been, the transition of having your own place downtown?
Interesting. It's a huge building. It's fun being downtown. There's a lot of changes going on downtown.
Are you getting more people in that way?
A lot of walk-in traffic.
Okay.
So yes.
Are you sharing your business with someone else, or just you in there?
Right now it's just me. I'd like to share. You guys are more than welcome to come down.
We could come. Say we could just take a live feed down there and have a 24-hour show with you down there.
Yes, that would work.
How interesting would that be?
We could make it.
Reality
you could
show
make
with Kathy Robinson.
Godzilla could come.
Now, I see here you do a lot of shadow boxing.
Yes.
Do you enjoy doing those?
I do.
Yeah.
I think the best thing about the shadow boxes is I get the history behind whatever it is they
Okay.
bring in. And
Does that help you decide how to help gear people to frame?
It does. Everything has a personality, and you need to just keep talking to them, and you get the stories, and you get the feel for it. And the shadow boxes are fun. I mean, anybody can frame a print,
Right.
and shadow boxes are definitely very individual and very
Well,
interesting.
In this area, and I noticed over there you've got an old ball canning jar and some old antiques spools and some whatever. How hard is it to come up with like barnwood frame material?
Actually, it isn't.
It's not hard?
It isn't hard at all.
Really?
No, you can find it just about anywhere. I have several companies. If you can't find it local,
Oh, so
you
it's
can
a
order
company you buy it from.
You can, yes.
So you don't go out like at 2 or
And,
3 in the morning
like-
with a flashlight and
Well,
tear
if I
things
wasn't
up.
afraid of snakes, I might. But
There's
a lot of people bring their own barnwood in.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
and,
Interesting. Yeah.
You know,
there's
it
still a lot
means
of that material still out there. I mean,
There
you
is.
see it. Yeah.
there is, you know, and it's very interesting.
That's
And
fascinating to me. And then I have something here. Is that an that's a handkerchief?
It's
I
a
guess.
handkerchief.
And that's what's that on there? Is that stitch work of some kind?
It is embroidery. It
okay.
is an antique one. It is an ant. And it just goes to show that you don't have to just frame pictures. You can frame anything.
Right. And you you helped to help the
Yes,
people
yes.
to design the.
And they bring them in and they tell me what colors they like or what they don't like.
What you
or-
probably cannot see is the mat material. It's kind of a velvet
It's
mat.
a suede mat.
Right.
Suede
It's
mat.
beautiful.
Okay. And then it has some kind of impression. Do you do all this work
Yes.
yourself?
Yes.
Let's kind of talk about this process. It's a velvet mat.
It's a suede mat.
Or, I'm
yes.
sorry, I keep
That's
saying
suede.
Yes.
velvet, but it's a suede. It's actual leather. Is that right? There, suede is leather.
Yes. I'm
Okay.
not quite sure how they make it.
Okay.
Okay.
They tell me it's suede, so
Okay.
So
but,
it's suede.
but then you've got,
it's suede.
you've got kind of an impression or an emboss or something.
It's a three-dimensional thing. You don't want the glass on whatever it is you're framing,
Okay.
so you can raise the mat, you can line the frames. There's different techniques that you can do it.
And
Okay.
this mat, and then the background, it's raised up about a
Yes.
half an inch.
Yes.
Okay.
Which gives it some depth.
Yeah.
It gives it a 3D look, keeps the glass off whatever it is you want to do. And it's different.
Yeah, and then I noticed that it's backed, and I guess you do this to kind
Every-
of protect, to
It's
seal it
a
or
dust
whatever.
cover, and
Yeah.
it seals it, keeps the bugs out, the dust out. It gives it a little more professional
And
look.
if you look,
Yeah.
and this is very well put together, obviously. So.
And I guess you do this with all of your work.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
And you have a multitude of frames, I'm sure, to choose from. Or,
Oh, there's so many frame companies out there. On the racks, I probably have 3,000 different
oh, wow.
molding samples, and then you get into the mats, and there's 3 or 4 different companies of those. So I mean, you're talking just black. There's probably 10, 15 different blacks. I mean, it's
Right.
amazing.
Do you do the mat cutting by hand?
No. I'd love to say yes, but no, I cheat.
Well, we could say yes if you
I
wanted
have a
to.
computerized mat
Now,
cutter.
I worked
Okay.
for a framer when I first moved here, back 30-some years ago, or for Uncle Russ. You know him.
I've heard of it.
And I don't even know that he does that work anymore, but we did all of the mat cutting by hand.
Wow.
And it was an ordeal. And we did all the frame cutting by hand. Do you do the frame cutting
I
by
do
hand
the
too?
frame cutting.
And the gluing together and whatnot?
How
Yes.
long have you been doing this?
About
how?
12 and a half years.
Okay. And how did you decide this is what you wanted to
I started as a part-time job, and it just kind of moved into a full-time thing.
do? Okay.
So yeah.
You haven't always been in Harrison, or have
No,
you? Okay.
no. My husband was a retired Marine, so we used to live in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Okay.
So yeah, we chose to move here. It's beautiful.
So if somebody at home has a project, will you take on just about anything?
Yeah, it may take a little bit longer, but you can frame anything.
Yeah. What's the biggest thing you've ever framed?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, have you looked at when this project came in, you go, boy, this is going to be a big frame.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, I've framed anything from knives to a 357.
Well, I'm thinking somebody might bring something in and you go, are you really wanting to frame that? But, I guess you said
They
you frame
usually
anything.
have a reason. You
They have a reason, so you don't-
they have a reason. So I mean, if they love it enough to frame it,
Then
then
let 'em
And
do
you
it.
look-
by golly, I'm going to frame it.
And you look at it like it's not a chore. I mean, you look at it like,
It's
well,
a
this is going to be fun.
challenge.
Challenge, okay.
It's a challenge, to bring out the personality in it, and that people like it enough to hang on their wall.
Right.
So,
Are some
yeah.
of these your personal things, or just your
Well,
examples?
they're just samples of things. I mean, framing is a very visual thing, and without ideas of what it is you can do. So I go and look in junk stores, and people bring me things, and yeah, they're all hanging up on the wall or in the window.
And then people can kind of get an idea, and
Yes. And
like
they'll
you
go,
said,
"Oh, I
people are
didn't know you could
visual,
do
and
that."
that helps them to.
So yeah, some of the things I frame I don't want to give back, but the people kind of frown upon that.
Exactly.
So yeah, I usually take pictures on all of it, and so yeah, it's fun. The military ones are fun. I mean, all of them. They're all a challenge. Some of them take me a little bit longer.
Do you take pictures of the items and keep a catalog down there?
I do.
Do you?
I do.
Well, that's
So if
good.
people have an idea, they say, well, what can you do?
Yeah,
There's the
here it
catalog.
is. Look at this. It's, and it can be expensive as you want, or it can be minimum cost. I mean, you don't have to go all out on everything, but they have to look good.
Okay. So we invite people to come down on the square.
Yeah, tell us
Yes.
where.
What
It's
side
on
of the square?
The east side of the square. It's in the Cooper Shoe Store building. Used to be.
Okay.
Right.
It's between Harrison Flower Shop and the Daisy Shop.
Okay.
So yes, it's interesting. It's fun, and
Well, we're just
Walk on
excited
in
that people are
and
still on the
visit.
square, and
Yeah,
keep those buildings
we like that.
occupied.
we're starting a merchants association, and things are changing down there, and we've got a lot of energy going, and high hopes for it.
Yeah. Well,
That's
at least,
good.
At least come in and look around, right?
Yes, yes.
Come in. If you have any questions, go down and talk to Kathy Robinson. She's there on the east side of the square in the old Cooper Shoe Store building.
Backyard framer.
And are you open Saturday too? Give us your hours.
10 to 2, 9 to 5 on Monday through Friday, and 10 to 2 on Saturday.
Okay.
If that doesn't work, call me, and I'll stay late, come in early, whatever.
Okay.
That's what's great about having a small hometown
Yes.
flair for things. You'll accommodate anybody.
Yes.
All right. Kathy, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for bringing all these
Thank
great
you.
presents for us.
Thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. My walls would be
Thanks.
bare.
We'll help you carry them out later on. Kathy Robinson from the Backyard Framer. Up next, we have Godzilla, right? And
I
Rick
can't wait to
and
see
Kyle
Godzilla.
Baker are here. You
bet.
probably saw this in the newspaper a couple weeks ago, and I saw that. I was fascinated with what they were doing, and I guess my thing is why they're doing it. So we'll find out all about that in just a couple minutes. Stay with us.